Okay. To begin, sorry about my English. It's not my native language, so I can make some errors, but let's go. Pilar, can you share my presentation, please? Yes. So, we can go to the next page, please. Yes. I would like to start to introducing myself, and I'm gonna read the text, okay? I hope it's okay for all. I am graduated in cinema, bachelor in Portuguese-German Literature. In 2011, I did a one-semester exchange at Freie Universität Berlin. I have a master's degree in literature in the area of German language and literature. With the work Against the Wall, Tragic Traits in Fatih Akin's scripts. I'm currently PhD candidate in literature and literary criticism at Pontifícia Universidade Católica de São Paulo, with research on Brazilian picture books, contemporary trends. In 2020, I published my first book by José, this one here, A Princesa e o Dragão, and now I'm in Germany for part of my doctorate. I'd like at first to thank CAPES, a Brazilian government foundation, which made it possible for me to be here in Germany today, and also to prepare this presentation to you. You can go to next page, please. Next one, please. Yes. To begin, what is a picture book? This type of book we will talk about today. According to Perry Nodeman, picture books are books intended for young children which communicate information or tell stories through a series of many pictures combined with relatively slight text or no texts at all, are unlike any other form of verbal or visual art. Both the pictures and the texts in these books are different from and communicated differently for pictures and texts in other circumstances. But who is the author of this work? Wolf Erbruch was a German illustrator and writer of children's picture books who became professor at several universities. He combined various techniques for the artwork in his books, including cutting and pasting, drawing, and painting. His style was sometimes surrealist and is widely copied inside and outside Germany. Some of his historic books have changeling themes such as death and the meaning of life. Then he won many awards, including the Deutsche Jugendliteraturpreis in 1993 and 2003. Erbruch received the Hans Christian Andersen Medal in 2006 for his last contribution as children's illustrator. In 2017, he was the first German to win the Astrid Lindgren Memorial Award. This is Wikipedia, but he was really, really great. And the jury motivation for choosing Erbruch was: he makes extension questions accessible and manageable for readers of all ages. With humor and warmth deeply rooted in humanist ideals, his work presents the universe on our scale. He's a master of illustration art who honors tradition whilst opening new creative doors. Wolf Erbruch is a careful and caring visionary. So here I brought some edition of Erbruch's books and their translations. So, La Grande Question, The Big Question, La Grandomanda, die große Frage, and in Portuguese, a grande questão. In the next page, we have Leonard. You can go further, please. Here I brought some additions. Okay, I already showed you. And here we will see our book today. Starting with the title, apparently we translate German into Portuguese. In arts, there's a preposition missing in German. So in Portuguese, it seems there's no as filled and preposition. And there is also a difference because in German, there is a plural, nachts. So I translated to à noite, that bedeutet singular, at night. Therefore, I would include in both English and in Portuguese a preposition and take it to singular. It's something characteristics of the languages. On the cover, there is a moon-shaped dog illustration. Pay attention to this figure, because it will be returned. On the fourth cover, a speech appears and perhaps a thought from the father. What do you want to do at night? At night, you sleep. This father and son are going to walk in this night. So if you are a parent, you can imagine how tough it is to sleep at night. So I will tell you a brief synopsis of the narrative. A boy sleeps and decides to invite his father for a walk at night, while the father tries to convince his son in the verbal text, saying that everyone is sleeping, the most diverse types of animals, his family, his friends. In the illustrations, the reader is invited to see another narrative. What narrative do you think? In the end, the father feels defeated because his son hasn't slept yet, and who knows, he won't sleep at all. So here we have the first part of the text. In the original text ist, von ist hellwach. Ich will in der Nacht, denkt er, aber allein traut er sich nicht. Papa muss mit. Aber Papa ist verschlafen. Was willst du in der Nacht? Nachts will schlafen. Then in English, Fons is wide awake. I want to go into the night, he thinks, but he doesn't dare go alone. Dad has to come with me. But that is overslept. What do you want in the night? We sleep at night. And in Portuguese, sorry. Afonso está bem acordado. Eu quero explorar a noite, pensa ele. Mas sozinho ele não se atreve. Papai precisa ir junto. Mas papai está bem adormecido. O que você quer fazer à noite? À noite se dorme. So in the first pair of pages of the book, which is the minimum unity of a picture book, in the verbal text, I found two difficulties. In the sentence, Ich will in der Nacht, denkt er. Both in English and Portuguese, I miss a verb that indicates the desire to go, enter, or explore the night. So I decided to include a verb there. We see a yellow moon. You can go to the illustration, please, Pilar. We see a yellow moon that resembles the pup on the cover and the boy who pulls his father by the nose trying to wake up him. So this is the illustration if you want to see, okay? It's the real pair of pages of the book. You can go forward. In the second pair, there were no translation difficulties, but there is even a certain rhyme, in the verbal text, in which the singular and plural verbs create the way they are arranged. However, I would like to pay attention to the illustration. Let's begin to realize that the fact the reader can follow this imagined journey, perhaps imagined for the boy. So I don't know how to turn off my WhatsApp, sorry. In the text appears, die Hasen schlafen, der Gemüsemann schläft. Die Fröschen schlafen, der Astor schläft. In English, the rabbit sleep, the vegetable man sleeps. The frog sleep, the stork sleeps. Em português, as lebres dormem, o verdureiro dorme. As rãs dormem, a cegonha dorme. Unfortunately, I will not show all the pages of this work, both to avoid showing the entire book out of respect for the author, and also due to our time constraints. I will just focus on some points that I have thought right to share the solutions. So, this is the illustration, and I want to show you there is a Mickey Mouse here. So for me, it was a little funny to see why there is a Mickey Mouse in the illustration. And we can go to the next page, please. So in the next pages, the text says, selbst die Apotheke ist geschlossen, so viel ich weiß. Es ist überhaupt nichts los in der Nacht. In English, even the pharmacy is closed, as far as I know. There is nothing going on at all at night. Até a farmácia está fechada, pelo que eu saiba. Não há de fato nada acontecendo à noite. The second sentence generates doubts for me because how can I translate the particle los of Deutsch into other languages? I ended up showing to also include a verb to give the impression that nothing happens at night. In Portuguese, I used gerúndio, a verbal tense that demonstrate what was really happening at the moment. Let's look at the illustration. Like nothing happens at this night if father and son are crossing a bridge that actually is a big pub. And keep an eye out for the yellow moon that seems to follow our do. Going forward, our next sentence is, yes, thank you. Ja, natürlich, die Fledermäuse sind unterwegs. Into English is, yes, of course, the bats are on the move. And in Portuguese, sim, naturalmente os morcegos estão pelo caminho. So how to translate an expression? Unterwegs means along the way, on the move. So I opted for a translation in English and another in Portuguese to adapt the languages. Finally, I added the text from the last two pages, a pair of pages, so you can have the context and see the illustration. In the German, here. In German, the text is, aber alle andere schlafen. Es ist einfach nur dunkel, sonst nichts. In English, but everyone else is sleeping. It's just dark, nothing else. And in Portuguese, mas todos os outros dormem. Está somente escuro, nada mais. The doubt arose in the expression einfach nur, because the author emphasized only using einfach. Then in Portuguese, sonst nichts would mean mais nada. So I decided, just like in English, inverting the words to give a sensing of nothing like that. But one time more, but then nothing happens in this night. In the illustration, we see father and son again in their home. The boy seems wide awake. It will take his father a long time to get him to sleep. Talking about children's literature and how it makes children feel, I brought an excerpt from Über Kinder, Jugend und Erziehung by Walter Benjamin to think about together. Because children's books are not used to immediately introduce their readers to give the world of objects, animals, and human beings. Sorry. Then to sorry. Then so-called life.
Don't worry, Fernanda. If you want, we can wrap up because we've done 15 minutes. Or we can just open the floor for questions. Fernanda has another presentation to go to. So if you want to ask any questions, you have a few minutes for her to answer.
Sorry.
Yeah, don't worry about it, Fernanda. Yeah.
Sorry. I bought you some assets, but you can show them.
Yeah. And if you are happy with if anyone wants your presentation, would you be happy to share it? Or
And
yeah.
I can just say the little phrase of verb to end. Most
Yeah.
important in drawing or writing for children is to be honest about your own feelings. Sorry.
And if anyone wants to contact Fernanda, you have the details here. So